Woo-hoo-hoo. Live from the crazy house. West Side. Yo, West Side is the best side. Jaron Boots Ennis playing no games. He speaks on it. Terence Bud Crawford. What would really happen if the two collided? If the two were to fight? Jaron Boots Ennis has an answer what he believes would happen. And I'm going to cover that in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. And I'm back with some more boxing. Now, Jaron Boots Ennis obviously has a upcoming fight. Your boy Ego is very keen on that fight. I am very much looking forward to that fight. It's weird because I would say it's seldom that a fight sounds good and then gets announced and then I get more excited these days. Like usually my level of excitement kind of stays the same. Either I'm anticipating it or not. But weirdly, with Jaron Ennis versus Xander Zayas, I was like, that's a cool fight. But then when I start seeing them face off and they both were doing a bit of trash talking at the press conference, the very first one too, like the first time I'd ever seen them together, I'm looking at Xander Zayas. I'm like, okay, he look a little taller than Boots. Boots was talking spicy. Xander was like, you ain't really beat nobody. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, count me in. And I locked in, and now I really want to see the fight. So it actually grew, which, again, doesn't always happen for me. I don't know about you. But now, we know he has to fight Xander Zayas. He has to get past him. I get it. He did an interview with Daily Mail, and they asked him about a potential Terence Crawford fight, which a lot of people, including myself, pushed this fight, wanted to see this fight, thought it would be a big fight, a great fight for boxing. And this is what Boots Ennis had to say, and I'll be back with my opinion.
Now, if that Bud fight was to come up, how did you see that was going?
What you mean?
Result-wise.
Me, victorious.
Victorious?
Yes.
Are you stopping him?
I'm stopping anybody.
You're stopping everybody?
For sure.
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's what you're supposed to say.
Ain't what I'm supposed to say. It's what I know. I'm
know
like
it
that.
is.
And everybody know me that's around me. Like, when the higher the occasion is, the higher the event is, the stakes, they know how I get. I start tweaking. I get nasty.
Now, if that Bud fight was to come up.
I come back like 32. I said I jump back like 33. Ugh. What is that from? I'm gonna see who knows they hip hop. I come back like 32. I jump back like 33. Ugh. That's all I'm gonna give y'all. Let me know in the comment section if y'all really know y'all music, but I know some of y'all don't. Your boy Ego, I know my hip hop. But anyway, Boots Ennis did not mince his words. He got very direct on what would happen. The question was pretty direct, and he gave a very direct answer. Yo, if I fought Terence Crawford, I'm stopping him. I will stop this man, Bud. Did you hear him? And then the interviewer was like, yeah, I like that. I like that. You're supposed to say that. And if you pay attention, he was like, nah, it ain't what I'm supposed to say. I'm really him. And he's like, the bigger the event, the bigger the opportunity, the higher the stakes, the more I'm finna lock in and get busy, and people know how I get, and it's about to get nasty. So, wow. I'll let y'all hear one more again.
Now, if that Bud fight was to come up, how did you see that was going?
What you mean?
Result-wise.
Me, victorious.
Victorious?
Yeah.
That man said, what you mean? Me victorious, but here's the stop it.
Are you stopping him?
I'm stopping anybody.
You're stopping everybody?
For sure.
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's what you're supposed to say.
Ain't what I'm supposed to say. It's what I know.
I'm glad Boots got a big fight. Because, listen, ain't no one man above the crew. You know that when Jaron Boots Ennis, there was a moment in time. Y'all know I've been a big Jaron Boots Ennis fan. I like Bozy Ennis. I like what they got going on. But ain't no one man above the crew. and I'm always going to keep it real. And there was like this, I came in the game a fan of Boots, and I've been checking for him. I put a lot of people on him, but there was like this brief moment where a couple of his decisions that he was making, it kind of looked funny style. And I'm talking about the first negotiations with Virgil Ortiz, the one that Turkey was talking about, where, he had made these statements like, oh, I'm getting too big for welterweight, I'm going to move up. And then there was a fight in the line to fight Virgil Ortiz at that point. And then he was like, I'm staying at 47. And then Virgil Ortiz was like, you duck me. And it's hard to, I'm not going to say it's a duck, but you could have fought at that point, but then you decided to stay. And you're like, I want to be undisputed. And then you didn't stick around long enough at welterweight to become undisputed. And Boots was like, oh, I talked to my doctor, and he said that I'm not at my best, so I need to move up and all that. You know what I mean? So that moment, I gave some criticism to Boots. But he back on track. He got a big fight. He talking the talk. He's training. I like to see when a person has a high-stakes fight, Xander Zayas fight, and they look like they're taking it serious. And, he's saying his piece about Crawford. Ego thoughts. I don't do too much jaw jacking. You know what I mean? So the Crawford's retired. It is what it is. Crawford had an opportunity to pursue, as the more accomplished guy, pursue a guy like Jaron Boots Ennis. He claims he did it once or twice with BLK Prime, which was weird. You know what I mean? Where's BLK Prime now? But whatever. And it's hard for me to buy that. Here's why. Because one, you didn't even stick around with BLK Prime. Two, if you really wanted to fight Boots and you allegedly tried 2 times, and the Bud Buddies got to answer this. If you tried 2 times, what's the problem with trying the 3rd time? Because Boots keeps saying your name, keeps saying he want that wreck. Now this is a recent interview, and he talking about he can knock you out. You know what I mean? So you could have explored it again. Just because allegedly you have negotiations and they fail. I mean, look at Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. They've had different negotiations trying to get the rematch done, right? Look at Devin Haney and Teofimo. That doesn't mean, oh, we had problems making this fight before, so we just gonna dead it forever, and never revisit it. That don't really make sense to me. So I think Boots is the future. He's definitely somebody you're gonna probably see on the pound for pound list. And I think if Crawford really wanted to pass the torch, this was the guy to do it from. And it's funny because you chose a car crashed Errol Spence, who got ejected from a moving vehicle at high rates of speed. That's what happened. Detached retina. That's what happened, right? So an injured car crashed Errol, and then you fought a withering Canelo who looked horrible versus William School. But then Fedora's looking great. Boots has been looking great. And like I've said the same thing. And none of the Bud Buddies could prove me wrong. They're not built like that. They can't. Because they're operating off emotion. I'm operating off fact. 2 different playing fields, right? The reality is, when it's all said and done, you could have fought Boots or like a Fedora. They don't have like no crazy car crash story, or they're way past their prime and washed. They're not in that phase. They would be younger than you. I know Canelo was younger than you, but he was an old boxing 35 or whatever age he was, because he's been fighting since age 15 as a pro. You know what I mean? We're talking about different things. I know my sport. So for me, instead of trying to do this fake super fight with Canelo, which was not really a good build-up, it wasn't a great fight, I think they lost money on it, you should have been fighting the people at 54, or even like a Carlos Adames. Like, again, I get it's not as big as a Canelo, but that run through some of the 54 people, run through an Adames, and then the Canelo fight maybe was bigger because Canelo would have kept growing and doing his thing. And then if you beat Boots and then try to fight Canelo, okay, it would have been bigger. But Bud, he looked like he was trying to cash out. He got the golden ticket, and he did it that way. Now Boots is the